It's Friday, July 31st.
A little bit of panic, but we're going on vacation anyways. A few extra days doesn't hurt.
Passengers scramble to reroute their travel plans ahead of a potential WestJet strike this weekend.
As long as we have unattached patients in the province, it's not enough, right? And so while we still have unattached patients in Warman and Martensville and other communities, it means we need to add more practitioners.
The province has signed contracts with 26 new primary care nurse practitioners across Saskatchewan.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
3 giant rocks made out of plastic waste sparking major debate about spending in Saskatoon. We'll tell you all about it. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
Just wait till you hear the number they spent on those rocks.
Yeah.
It's going to make you...
He just told it to me and I went, oh!
Yeah, that's coming up with Jeremy in just a couple of seconds. They're getting rain in Saskatoon this morning, which I would love to have here. Cool things off a bit.
We have a 30% chance of seeing some rain this afternoon in Regina, so you might get your wish.
All right, well, we'll stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's get to that top story. As the province looks to fill the healthcare gap in the system, government is now touting the success of a program aimed at improving resident access to primary health care. Stacey Hine reports.
I feel incredibly honored to have the opportunity to serve my home community in this new role as a nurse practitioner.
Erin Boyce is Martensville's newest nurse practitioner under a primary care contract with the province, expected to care for at least 800 patients.
As nurse practitioners, we can help alleviate the stress on the system with enhancing accessibility.
Boyce is one of 26 nurse practitioners who recently signed on to provide publicly funded primary care through contracts with the Ministry of Health. The contract program launched last year, and the Saskatchewan Association of Nurse Practitioners says interest has been strong.
We knew that there was a need. We were interested ourselves, but I don't think we fully knew that it was going to take off and have this amount of interest.
Earlier this year, the province removed the cap on the number of contracts the Ministry of Health can offer. The health minister says the change is helping expand access to primary care, but more work remains.
As long as we have unattached patients in the province, it's not enough, right? And so while we still have unattached patients in Warman and Martensville and other communities, it means we need to add more practitioners.
The NDP says while it welcomes more primary care nurse practitioners, the province is still facing a recruitment and retention crisis. And it says reaching a new collective bargaining agreement with healthcare workers would help.
We know that the system is bleeding out. We need to solve the crisis. That means signing a deal with healthcare workers as soon as possible, and it means addressing all the reasons why healthcare workers are fleeing to other provinces.
Earlier this week, the province highlighted thousands of healthcare hires, though Cockrell says they don't track exactly how many have left the system. However, he says recruitment efforts continue, with a third intake for primary care nurse practitioner contracts open until August 23rd. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Martensville.
Well, a lot of you paying attention to this one. WestJet could start grounding flights as early as today ahead of Sunday's strike deadline.
Our dates are right in the middle of the potential strike.
The two sides are still hoping to talk, and they'll avoid a strike. Maybe it could start as early as Sunday morning, but if there isn't enough progress, WestJet could start canceling flights ahead of the deadline to make sure no planes or crews are left stranded. If you do have a flight booked today, tomorrow, or you have a choice ahead of you, you could fly and risk getting stuck wherever you're going, or you have until August 4th to make a one-time change or cancellation without paying any fees. Air Canada's passenger rights advocate says it's a better idea right now to wait.
I strongly recommend not accepting a refund and not letting WestJet push a refund on you.
If WestJet cancels a flight, the airline would be on the hook for rebooking a customer or giving a refund. If a strike does happen, about 75,000 passengers a day could be impacted, my family included. A man accused of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Tanya Myers on a Saskatchewan highway near Weyburn last year has had a bail review appeal denied. Myers was killed on September 12, 2025, when she was struck by a bullet while traveling on a highway in November. Now, 43-year-old Chris Fallman was arrested and charged with manslaughter, later upgraded to second-degree murder and intentionally discharging a firearm while being reckless as to the life and safety of another person. Fallman was denied bail during his hearing in November, a decision he was hoping to reverse with this appeal. This comes as Saskatchewan RCMP are reporting last year they saw the highest number of serious and fatal crashes in the last decade. In 2025, Mounties were called to 113 serious and fatal motor vehicle collisions involving impairment. That's up from 2016 when RCMP responded to 58. RCMP say there's been a steady increase in the number of crashes despite enforcement efforts that include check stops, education and regular patrols. Last year, RCMP had laid 1,650 criminal code charges for impaired driving and suspended 2,270 licenses. The service says with the long weekend coming up, they will be patrolling the roads and urging people not to drive impaired. It's also urging you to slow down and pay attention while driving. 3 giant rocks made out of plastic waste, sparking a lot of debate in your city, Jeremy Dodge.
Yeah, Daryl, a debate over public art spending in Saskatoon. These were created by 2 Calgary artists, rocks made from plastic waste. Now, the city paid nearly $300,000 for the 3 sculptures located at the Forestry Farm, Diefenbaker Park, and the landfill. The artists say the sculptures aim to get people talking about recycling and plastic waste. The Taxpayers Federation says the project is a waste of money.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
The city defends the spending, telling CTV News the final cost remained within budget. The City Council greenlit $310,000 for public art when it approved an adjustment to the Material Recovery Center budget in 2021. Well, the stabbing death of a woman in Prince Albert this week is being investigated as a homicide. Happened on 14th Street East. Prince Albert police say they were called just before 2 a.m. yesterday, where 27-year-old Dana Gauthier was suffering serious injuries. Police started first aid before paramedics arrived and took her to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. A 16-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl have been arrested. Police are still asking anybody with any information on the crime to come forward. Well, Daryl, fairs in Saskatoon and Regina going full blast today.
That's right. Midway opens at noon at the Saskatoon X. This year features 2 new rides, including Super Miami and Downdraft. To beat the heat, there is a 22,000 square foot tent for fairgoers to refuel and cool.
Saskatoon works hard and they want to play hard, and so they go to the concerts, they come to the fair, they come to the events that we put on here at Prairieland. It's always a very supportive city of live entertainment and live action.
Saskatoon X runs until the 6th. The QCX in Regina held a sensory-friendly outing for fair lovers yesterday who experience mobility or cognitive issues, challenges. It's meant for smaller groups as some of the lights and music is shut off.
It's a really wonderful opportunity to engage an audience where they might not necessarily feel welcome in all spaces. And I mean, I've already this morning, I've had a couple of parents come up and say thank you for having a chance to come and experience something in a way that feels safe for their kids. There's definitely a full spectrum of accessibility needs and sensory needs, and we want to make sure that we're providing an opportunity for everyone to come out and try something.
Down with Webster's on the main stage at 8:30. I know Kaylene's excited about that. The gates open at noon. A rookie will be starting at running back this week for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. A.J. Ouellette is out. Collie Conley is in. He had more than 100 yards in 2 starts and a touchdown. Says early season action helped him get comfortable in the Riders system.
The first time was just, like the jitters out. and actually like playing in the CFL game and how different it is from like the States, and just be more confident of my playing style. Just be more patient. I feel like my reads was everywhere. I wasn't like locked in, so just be more locked in, more focused, more patient.
Well, that is out for at least Saturday's game against the Elks and potentially more. No timeline for his return. Roland Milligan Jr., by the way, is also out. So let's get to that forecast. If you are going to down with Webster and you're going to get that Kayleen signed picture,
All right.
What's the temperature going to be like at about 8:30?
It's going to be warm today, not quite as hot as what we have been seeing in the past few days, and not quite as hot as what we are going to be seeing tomorrow. Our Saturday across Saskatchewan is going to be a hot one. This morning view is a little bit more gray than what we have been seeing as well. It's brought to you by Stars Lottery, your ticket fund's life-saving care across Saskatchewan. We're at 15 degrees right now. Winds coming in at 17 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, we did see some of that precipitation a little bit earlier on. That system has now been moving away from Saskatoon, just leaving some clouds behind. 17 degrees, though, with winds coming in at 26 kilometers per hour. Here's a look at that radar and satellite so you can see how that system moved through earlier on this morning and from late last night. Tracking eastward and bringing with it just a little bit of thunderstorm activity as well. Currently, we are still seeing it just east of Saskatoon and right around Prince Albert as well. Into the later parts of the morning and into the early afternoon, we're going to be seeing that right along that border with Manitoba there, right around the Parkland region. Into the later parts of the afternoon, we're mainly seeing some of that rain far up north, although we do have right now about a 30% chance of seeing some of that rain right around Regina as well before it moves over to the Parkland region overnight. Into Saturday afternoon, still seeing a little bit of rain up north. It's into Saturday evening that we see some more severe thunderstorms rolling through northern Saskatchewan. It's also going to be impacting some parts of central Saskatchewan as well, but mainly the darker colors or the more severe colors there with the orange and the yellow and the red staying up north. Into Sunday afternoon, we also continue to see some more of that thunderstorm activity up north. We also do continue to see some of those heat warnings in effect in southern Saskatchewan and southern Alberta as well. Today, though, they're mainly concentrating in that southwest corner of the province, right around Swift Current, Maple Creek, and Assiniboia. Into the afternoon today, we are going to be seeing some of that heat still. 33 degrees for Swift Current and Moose Jaw, 30 degrees in Weyburn, and 28 degrees in Estevan, 29 in Regina. Again, you do see those rain icons down south. That's about a 30% chance, so just be ready for that. It's not for sure, though. We still are going to be seeing some sunshine today. 26 degrees in Yorkton today, 28 in Saskatoon, 26 in Prince Albert, and 28 in the Battlefords. As I mentioned, tomorrow is going to be a hot day throughout the entire province. 32 degrees for Regina, 29 on Sunday, and in Saskatoon, 32 degrees tomorrow, 25 by Monday, and some rain expected to be moving through Saskatoon for Monday evening. In case you missed it, training camp has opened for the Green Bay Packers with an annual community tradition. Traded their cars for bikes for the annual Dream Drive. Young fans get a chance to ride along the Packers players as they hit the field for their first practice of camp.
They get it, right? Community engagement. That's a big part. It's the smallest market in the league. You know?
I'm sure the kids love this.
Fans, kids, everybody. They pack that stadium every game. Let's get to our question of the day. It's National Pooch Day.
Yeah, we're asking you, how did you pick your pet's name? I know that a lot of people have pets' names that are really fun. Some of them make me giggle. I just want to know how you came up with that. Jeremy, I don't think I know. Do you have pets?
I have no pets.
Two, they're teenagers.
I always said if I had a dog, though, I would name it Daz, after one of my favorite rappers. I always liked that name for a dog. So who knows? Maybe someday.
I always wanted to name my dog Ask Him. So what's his name? Ask Him. What's your name?
How did you get Disco's name, though?
It came with Sarah. I don't know.
Oh.
It's just part of the package.
I have a cat. I named him Gilmore because I have my entire life been the biggest fan of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I also have a cat named Sullivan. And when I named them Gilmore and Sullivan, I thought they'd go well together. And then everybody asks me, oh, is it after Gilbert and Sullivan? the duo, which I didn't think about.
I thought of the Crave show Sullivan's Crossing, which also has the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah,
So
Scott Patterson is in both, but Sullivan did come first. That was just a happy coincidence that Scott Patterson then went in Sullivan's Crossing.
There you go. That worked out. Throw up the QR code that people scan the big board there. Tell us how you got your pet's name. We'll have health news and everything else on the other side of this break.
Alimentation Couche-Tard has agreed to buy Polish retailer Żabka Group for about $8.7 billion, expanding the Canadian Circle K owner's European footprint with its biggest ever acquisition. The deal marks a renewed focus on the region for Couche-Tard, whose efforts to buy grocery chain Carrefour SA was blocked by French regulators in 2021. More recently, it tried to acquire top rival 7&I Holdings, the Japanese owner of the 7-Eleven chain, but that was not successful. Amazon gained as much as 11% in pre-market trading on Friday after the e-commerce and cloud computing company reported second quarter results that beat expectations on key metrics, including revenue at its Amazon Web Services business. Analysts are positive about AWS's acceleration and backlog. Apple, meanwhile, tumbled in late trading after component shortages weighed on the company's sales forecast, signaling that industry-wide supply constraints are taking a bigger toll than anticipated. Revenue will rise 9 to 11% in the fiscal fourth quarter. Analysts had predicted more than 12. And Microsoft's blowout report Wednesday led to a massive 2.8% surge on the Nasdaq on Thursday. That carried into the Asian markets. The South Korean Kospi surged 17% overnight. SK Hynix hit its 30% daily limit. Samsung was up 27%. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson. The Saskatoon X is in full swing, so it is time to take you down to the Midway as we welcome in Mike Siona.
Well, they say what's old is new again, but that's not the case necessarily at the Saskatoon X, because what's new is new again, with a whole bunch of new things and exciting, different installations like this tent here with Peter Jelinski, who's the manager of Signature Events here. Talk to me about, first and foremost, this incredible beer garden tent.
First off, welcome to the exhibition this year. Appreciate you guys coming. Well, we've got a number of new things. As you said, it's not quite a beer tent. This is a tent for families to come and enjoy themselves, get out of the shade. We'll have some fans in here, keep it kind of cool, but if you're more than welcome, or if you're interested, we will be serving a beer in here for those of you who are of age.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, I was just looking at the no alcohol beyond this point sign, and so naturally my mind went where it went.
But we're very happy that we've opened this up and can have the ability, just like a hockey arena, to do both.
Perfect, which is awesome and very important to tell. And then just beyond that, outside is one of the newest things you could possibly have, a 12-person karaoke bar.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. We stole the idea from some fair down in the States. I think it was Tulsa. We saw it and went, it's brilliant. We got to bring this to Saskatoon here. And so what we've done is we built giant video screens and we built portable microphone stands where we can accommodate up to 12 adult young children out there. We have a host that's going to be there 12 hours a day, getting you to come up and sing karaoke, and we're hoping that we can make it loud as hell.
Fantastic, Peter. I love that. And then let's just talk about what else might be new here, as obviously all of the hub and buzz of the exhibition come through the radio.
It's a busy place for certain. We've expanded our rides. We're up to 42 rides on site here, which we're really excited about that. We've done some excellent renovations to our washrooms this year. We've expanded our gates this year with a bit much more regalia and signage on it that you're going to see. We've put this new place together called Bourbon Street North. Previously, it was just a parking lot, and we had this brilliant idea that we have a Mardi Gras parade every year. Why don't we play into that? So we built this little facade, not a facade, it's a walking area for when a main spot where people come in, they get a little bit of a welcome walking down Bourbon Street.
Fantastic. I love it. So much more to explore as the morning continues.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We will check back in with you a little after 7.
Look at your national forecast. We are seeing some rain in Prince George today, up to 23 degrees, 26 in Vancouver with some more sunshine, 32 degrees in Calgary today, and 28 in Edmonton. Over in Winnipeg, 28 degrees today with a mix of sun and cloud. As we turn our attention to the east, Toronto up to 26, Ottawa 30 degrees today, Montreal 27 with that mix of sun and cloud. A bit more cloud over in Fredericton, 20 degrees, Halifax 24, and St. John's up to 15 degrees with that cloud cover today. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas gas prices. In Regina, your average price $179.9. You could find it for as low as $152.9. In Saskatoon, your average price $177.9, and you could find it for as low as $161.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $716.65 per ton. The futures price $768.60 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $285.20 per ton, and red spring wheat at $304.88 per ton. The Canadian dollar continues to trend up. It's now at 71.36 cents U.S. Coming up, how Innovation Sask is hoping to help the next homegrown tech startup. Stay with us.
6:29. Good morning. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful Friday. Major U.S. unions are speaking out on behalf of Canada and against some of the White House's trade tactics.
It's been a bit confounding to us as an international union whose members are on both sides of the border. Why we as the United States have been targeting really a country that's been our best friend.
The United Steelworkers International and the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers have sent a letter to the U.S. President and his trade representative, Jameson Greer, urging him to reconsider the 50% tariff on Canadian goods. The unions argue Canada is the wrong target, saying the focus should be on countries like China. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is back in Canada this morning after meeting with Greer this week. LeBlanc posted an image of the meeting earlier this week, but no further details. His office says there were no breakthroughs and no further meetings are planned at this point. The province is providing funding to help Saskatoon police curb human trafficking. It's committing $160,000 to fund positions within SPS to coordinate, support, and advocate for victims of human trafficking and to help them navigate the court system as well. The government's also hope to educate the public on the crime with the goal of preventing more people from becoming victims.
Human trafficking does not always look the way people expect, and it doesn't have borders. It can occur in cities, towns, small communities, and our rural areas. It can involve physical violence, but it can also involve manipulation, coercion, financial control, and the exploitation of vulnerable people.
The commitment is part of the national action to end gender-based violence. The province's serious incident response team is providing few details about an arrest of a woman in Saskatchewan on a First Nation earlier this week. On Monday morning, just after 5 o'clock, you'll remember this video. CERT says RCMP officers with the Loon Lake detachment were at a home on the Makwa-Sagagan First Nation north of Lloydminster to arrest a man on an outstanding warrant. CERT says during the second arrest, there was a physical altercation between two officers and a 40-year-old woman. She then left the porch of the house and a second altercation happened between two vehicles. The officers then used physical force and a taser to restrain her. The Ministry of Justice says even though the arrest did not result in serious injuries, CERT will still look into the force used. The 40-year-old woman, by the way, involved in this was charged with 4 criminal offenses, including possession of cocaine and assaulting a police officer. We're learning more about a Canadian woman currently behind bars accused of spying on NATO.
For that operation is 15 years from now when that individual is the director or director general or higher.
Claire B-Wei Zhang was vetted by CSIS and cleared by Global Affairs before taking a NATO internship. Experts say she was caught before she could do greater damage. CTV News was able to determine her identity using open data sources and court documents. Her LinkedIn profile also says she's done work for the World Trade Organization, the CSA, and ESA. Before starting at NATO, her security clearance was approved by the Government of Canada after vetting by CSIS. It's still not clear who the third nation she was allegedly spying on behalf of is. U.S. President Donald Trump says there's a deal in place to disarm Hamas. He writes in a social media post, the Board of Peace reached an historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step toward lasting peace and security. The deal is said to have been reached by Trump's Board of Peace. There are still questions about what happens next. We're still waiting for confirmation from Hamas. Israel has also not said if it accepts the deal or if it will pull out of Gaza. The plan would see Hamas give up its stockpile of guns, eliminate tunnels, and stop weapons production production. A Board of Peace official said the process could take more than 300 days. The Regina Pats have announced new ticket pricing for the upcoming season. Single game tickets have dropped 15%. There's now a family zone with tickets starting at $12.50. Weekday games start at $12.25. Season ticket holders, by the way, will get a $170 credit at concessions. The organization says they're focusing on affordability, family access, and fun.
Another important part of this whole model is weekday pricing. We know there's close somewhere between 7 and 10 weekday games a year. That's a good portion of our home schedule, and the more people we can have out at those games, it's better for the fan experience, better for the players on the ice.
That's host the Swift Current Broncos on September 1st in preseason play. Big bone of contention for a lot of fans, so they've cleaned that up. A serene evening in Beaver Glen Campground at Waskesiu Lake. This is Greg, kicking back and enjoying the outdoors.
What a setup. You got the gazebo and the lights and everything. I love it.
Yeah, he's got everything, but he needs the warm temperatures to continue.
This actually would be a fantastic weekend to get outside and go enjoy that Saskatchewan camping. It's going to be hot tomorrow, but hey, you can always jump in the lake to cool you down. We're at 15 degrees right now to wake us up in Regina. Winds coming in at 17 kilometers per hour with that mix of sun and cloud. More of that cloud cover through Saskatoon right now, but we are starting to see that system that brought that rain earlier on this morning pushing away from the city. Still seeing it right around Prince Albert, and that's going to be pushing away in the next couple hours or so, heading towards the Parkland region. We're at 17 degrees right now, though, to wake us up. Winds coming in at 26 kilometers per hour. Here's a look at the winds for your afternoon. We are going to see them picking up this afternoon in areas between Regina, Yorkton, and Estevan. So the southeast corner could be seeing more of those winds, but we do see that pocket right up near Saskatoon as well, indicating that we could also be seeing winds gusting up to about 40 kilometers per hour for parts of the early afternoon there as well. Current temperatures now a little bit cooler than what we have been seeing for the past few days, especially far up north. We're only at 10 degrees right now to wake us up in Stony Rapids and South End, so the warm-up hasn't really started up there quite yet. 15 through La Ronge and Prince Albert and Spiritwood this hour, 14 in Melfort, and 12 degrees in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, a bit warmer through Swift Current right now, 13 in Moose Jaw, though 16 in Assiniboia, 12 degrees in Weyburn and Estevan, and 14 degrees in Yorkton. Into the afternoon, we'll be seeing the warmer temperatures through the southwest corner of the province, 32 for Swift Current and Moose Jaw today, 30 degrees in Weyburn, 28 in Estevan, and 29 degrees in Regina. There are some small pockets of precipitation we're seeing on the radar for down south later on this afternoon. About a 30% chance right now of seeing it in Moose Jaw and Regina later on today. 26 in Yorkton today, though 28 in Saskatoon, 26 in Prince Albert, and 28 in the Battlefords. 7-day forecast looking very warm for the start of our weekend, but we are cooling down for our next work week. So 32 degrees tomorrow. 29 degrees by Sunday. Monday, though, dropping down to 19 degrees, so back down to below that seasonal average to start our work week. 22 by Tuesday, 27 on Wednesday, and 26 degrees by Thursday. In Saskatoon, again, a hot start to the weekend tomorrow. 32 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. 25 degrees on Sunday, so leveling back down to that seasonal average with that sunshine. 18 degrees, though, on Monday, so that's going to be the cooler day. And we are seeing some rain on the radar right now, not in the early afternoon. Right now, we're tracking that in the evening hours, but it is coming in right now at about a 60% chance. 22 on Tuesday with mainly cloudy skies, 26 on Wednesday, and 25 on Thursday.
Homegrown tech startups are getting a boost from Innovation Saskatchewan. 4 companies will have the opportunity to pilot their tech in real-world scenarios. Carrie Harvey is the CEO of that organization, joins us in studio this morning. Thank you so much for doing this. Remind everybody out there what your organization, Innovation Sask, is all about.
Sure. So we are an agency of government, and essentially our mandate is really to help grow the technology sector in the province, and we do that through a whole number of different ways. We support research. We support research infrastructure in the province, but also we support technology companies as they're growing here as well.
And that's what this is all about. It's called the Made in Saskatchewan Technology Program. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so the Made in Saskatchewan Technology Program is essentially a program that matches our early stage companies with public or not-for-profit organizations, and it's really a win-win situation where our technology companies get to test out and further develop their technologies or their platforms, but at the same time the companies that are working with these groups really get to help create efficiencies or
get a little help along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the 4 that we're talking about here today, and when could we actually see them or have a chance to experience them?
Yeah, so we've got 4 companies have been approved and are working with a very diverse group. We've got BOMS HD Technologies working with Creative Options Regina, really helping to, it's an operations management platform to help frontline workers do their jobs more effectively. We've got Drops, who is working with Sask Water, and this is essentially a maintenance water.
Very important right now.
It's very important.
Talk about water security all the time.
Water security, and but working with on wastewater and water systems. We've got TrackPoint working with some of our post-secondary institutes to help basically individuals refine their career building skills. And then lastly, we have Tech Career Bridge, who's working with Saskport, helping students to develop their career resumes.
You have examples of successful pilots in the past, right?
We do, yeah. We've actually had 19 different projects that have been funded. One of them, one of our early ones about 6 years ago, we had Lexonic Technologies.
We got some video of them as well. Tell us about this group.
Yeah, so Lexonic Technologies has developed a virtual reality platform to essentially help with radiology assessments, and that platform has really helped them to develop a system that can be used more broadly. So they're now selling, and they have customers all over North America.
If somebody wants your help, they're maybe at home and they think that you could get them to the next level. How do they get a hold of you and get involved in something like this?
I would recommend coming or going to our website, innovationsas.ca. We list all of our programs there, whether you're a researcher, whether you're a technology company. We have a number of different supports to help you, and so I would recommend going there first.
Well, a few months we'll check in on these programs. Thank you so much for doing this.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for having me.
Estevan is the latest Saskatchewan city to be equipped with an MRI. The $6 million project at St. Joseph's Hospital, funded by donors and going ahead despite the Saskatchewan Health Authority initially saying no to the idea. Wayne Mantiga reports.
The new MRI at St. Joseph's Hospital in Estevan goes into operation this week, with 1,000 patients already booked.
So our area, we have quite a large area. It's Estevan to Yorkton, all the way to Fort Qu'Appelle, down to the border over to Manitoba. And they sent us about a big bulk batch of about 600 recs. Now we have over 1,000 recs.
Estevan wasn't on the SHA's list of future sites for an MRI when local donor Elaine Wackham offered a $2 million donation toward one at St. Joseph's. Initially, the SHA turned down her offer.
The various people said, no, we can't do this, this can't happen, and da-da-da. So I just kept trying and getting different people, and other doors opened.
The SHA was concerned about ongoing operating costs. Elaine wanted to honor the memory of her late husband, Grant, and persisted in securing approval.
You know how it is when somebody tells you can't do something and you decide, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work harder at this. I'm going to get it done. And that stubborn streak in me just said, no, I want this. These people need it. We all need it.
The Hospital Foundation quickly raised $4 million in additional donations, and the province agreed to cover the $2.5 million annual operating cost. 4 members of the existing medical imaging staff have taken training.
Always pushed to get this through, and of course, as we all know, with bureaucracy and different approvals and all of that kind of stuff, they think other communities are more important because they have longer wait times, but they didn't have a donor who was willing to offer $2 million. So we just kept asking.
Until now, Saskatchewan had 13 MRI units located in Saskatoon, Regina, and Moose Jaw. Estevan becomes the 14th through the persistence of a donor who wouldn't take no for an answer. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Estevan.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
The Western Development Museum in Moose Jaw has a hairy new exhibit. Janelle Lepie, show us off some of this art, would you?
Yeah, absolutely, I will, Jeremy. I am thrilled to show you guys this here today, and we've got Brooklyn with us as well. We're going to talk all things this pop-up exhibit. What do we have going on here, Brooklyn?
So my pop-up is going to be on Victorian hair art. It is a 17th century form of mourning art. Yeah.
It's very interesting. So we actually were discussing earlier, we've got some different styles of braids here. Those have been used for both of these pieces. What braids have been used?
Well, this one has lots of different types. The flowers are the most common form of Victorian hair art. So this one would have lots of zipper braids, lots of Chinese staircase braids, stuff like that.
Okay, so lots of work has gone into this, clearly. Now, this, of course, is a pop-up exhibit. When is it running on?
This will be August 1st, and it will be from 1 to 5.
All right, and you're here to answer questions for that entire time?
I am.
All right, Brooklyn. Well, this is fantastic. Really, really interesting stuff. Great history. And of course, you can come find Brooklyn for a little bit more information on everything we've got on display here. Now, Jeremy, I'm really curious. If I brought you home a hair art photo to hang up in your house, would you like that?
I would put it up and display it proudly, Janelle. Thank you for thinking of me. We look forward to seeing more from you throughout the morning.
It's July 31st, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Trey. He's now into double digits. Happy 10th birthday. Enjoy your special day with love from your family and friends. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Velda for her 80th birthday today. Congratulations. We hope your day is super special. Lots of love from your whole family. And here's a fun one. We got a message to wish a happy birth-iversary to this delightful pair. Lots of love from your kids. And looking forward to the weekend now. This beautiful couple will be marking their 65th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to Marcel and Erna on such an amazing milestone. And on Sunday, Nico will be marking his very first birthday. His family says he is such a dream come true. Lots of love from Grandma, Grandpa, and the rest of your family. Celebrating on Sunday will be Lincoln on his 12th birthday. Happy birthday to you with love from your mom, dad, and Griffin. We're also sending happy birthday wishes out to Julianne on Sunday. Have a great day. Lots of love from Mamere and Mervyn. And finally, happy birthday to Rochelle, also celebrating on Sunday. We hope it's a wonderful day for you, filled with love and well wishes from your mom and Peter.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Do you have any last-minute tickets lying around so people can go meet Dallas Smith?
We're going to be doing the winning calls for Dallas Smith here today. So if you had been entered, we could call you up, or who knows, maybe we'll have some prizes just hanging out at the Midway on the X grounds. Yesterday, that was one of my favorite parts. I was giving away some ride passes throughout the day, and I had my last pair set on air, you know, mad race to get down here, and all of a sudden I see like these two girls bust through a door, and they point, and then they start running towards me. I'm like, okay, clearly they've won it, and then they ran right past me, and as I could see them running past, they're like, chocolate strawberries. That's across from us at the Midway. So they went and got those, and then people behind them won the Midway passes for the rides. But lots going on. Come and find us at the Queen City X all weekend long and see if we can hook you up with some more prizes there.
Love that part of your job. Chase, thank you.
Thanks, Terrell.
George and Amal Clooney say they've evacuated their home in southeastern France due to a wildfire nearby. The estate has become their primary residence. George wrote a letter to his town's mayor expressing the hope the other residents are safe and vowing to contribute to any needed rebuilding.
Any news from our Gov't?
There is news to be the first to know, unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
The news is not good for Wonder Man. Disney Plus has canceled the series after a single season, despite announcing a Season 2 renewal back in March. Star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II earned an Emmy nomination for lead actor in a comedy. Clueless star Alicia Silverstone is set to return as Cher Horowitz for a sequel series on Paramount+. This time her daughter is going through high school, and parenting a teenager makes Cher feel positively, you guessed it, clueless. Production is set to begin next year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Summer holidays full swing, of course, and we're going to kick things off with a man who has never met a stranger he didn't like. I like the caption, watching your husband make more friends on vacation than you've made in your entire life. Harold is an extrovert, and he's in his element when he's on holidays.
Do you ever know anybody like that just makes friends everywhere they go, and you're just jealous?
I try to be that guy.
Yeah, every time we've ever gone to an event together, Daryl is off talking to somebody, everyone, and I'm in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Come with me.
All right, well, if you think AI is going to take over the world, this might change your mind.
Just count from 1 to 100 and don't stop.
Got it. Yeah. All right, I'll start us off. I'll say 1, and then the next day I can say 2, and we'll just go until we hit 100. Ready? I'll start. 1. Yep, I'm ready. So I'll go after you. Let's keep it smooth, and we'll just count straight through. Go for it. Awesome. Perfect. So I'll say.
So all this guy wanted was the AI on the phone to count to 100 together. Apparently it was harder than expected because they just kept interrupting each other instead of actually doing the counting. There are things that AI can't do.
This is dumb. We're wasting data storage space on this guy. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
This guy has a whole platform dedicated to this.
There's water being wasted for that dude.
Yeah.
Jeremy, quickly.
All right, something quick for all the procrastinators out there.
I could do this right now, but I'm not mentally prepared, so I'm going to do it later. No, it's later. I could do the thing now, but I prefer to view the monstrosities of the world through this tiny rectangle. Okay, well, I can't do the thing now. I need to watch the comments.
Yeah, just how easy it is to delay a task, right? Doom scrolling, always getting in the way. And then TV, and then, well, bed because it's too late. You know how it goes.
And the tasks you procrastinate always take like 4 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Goodness gracious. That 4 minutes adds up. We're back right after this in 3 minutes. Welcome to Friday, July 31st.
It means we need to add more practitioners.
The province has signed contracts with more nurse practitioners. Province is funding more to help curb human trafficking in Saskatoon.
It's better for the fan experience, better for the players on the ice.
Regina Pat's announcing some changes to their ticket pricing. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
Can you believe that it is July 13th? First of all, TGIF, hopefully it's a payday for you. Last day of July, what?
I know, August starting feels wrong to me in my brain.
In Arizona, they're going back to school on Monday.
I know.
Right?
It's just crazy. Where has this year gone?
My goodness. I hope you enjoy the long weekend. It's School's going to be back before you know it. 7 to 1, let's get to news. The province has signed contracts with 26 new primary care nurse practitioners. Erin Boyce is one of those practitioners, recently joining a clinic in Martinsville. She's part of the second cohort of the primary care nurse practitioner contract program. Launched last year, it allows nurse practitioners to provide publicly funded primary care through contracts with the Ministry of Health. Under this program, Boyce is expected to provide primary care to at least 800 patients. The health minister says while it's a step in the right direction, he admits there's more work to be done.
As long as we have unattached patients in the province, it's not enough, right? And so while we still have unattached patients in Warman and Martinsville and other communities, it means we need to add more practitioners.
The third intake for the program is now open and closes August 23rd. Earlier this year, the province capped the number of, removed rather, the cap of the number of contracts they can offer. WestJet flight attendants could go on strike by Sunday and flight cancellations could start today.
Not uncommon at all to see these kinds of situations resolved with an agreement at the 11th hour.
Customers have until Tuesday to make a one-time change or cancellation without paying a fee. Keep in mind, if flight cancellations start going out, seats on other airlines and rental cars will get booked fast. Stranded travelers are entitled to be rebooked or get a refund. Air Canada flight attendants were in a similar labor dispute last summer. They defied a back-to-work order before eventually reaching a tentative deal. 3 giant rocks. I've always said Saskatoon rocks, but this is sparking some debate, Jeremy.
Yeah, Daryl, it's an art installation, and the debate is over what the city spends on public art. Laura Woodward shows us the 3 giant rocks made of plastic.
Gage Haubrick isn't sold on Saskatoon's new public artwork. Created by 2 Calgary artists, these rocks are made from plastic waste. The city paid nearly $300,000 for the 3 sculptures located at the Forestry Farm, Diefenbaker Park, and the landfill's Material Recovery Center.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
In a written statement, the artist told CTV News the one-of-a-kind project required thousands of hours of specialized work and supported businesses in the local prairie economy. The city says the project aims to get people talking about recycling and plastic waste. Haubrick calls it a waste of money. He says the cost is equivalent to the annual municipal property taxes paid by 118 average homeowners.
So 118 families, their entire property tax bills went to building large plastic rocks instead of providing the services that people want in the city.
The city defended the spending, saying that the final cost remained within budget. City Council greenlit $310,000 for public art when it approved an adjustment to the Material Recovery Center budget in 2021.
I think the frustration and the response that we're getting from the community is valid. I've expressed my concern about the amount that this capital art program allocates, and I would like to see the percentage coming down.
Councillor Randy Donauer says he plans to bring up the concerns around these rocks at the next City Council meeting scheduled for the end of August. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, we have a homicide investigation underway in Prince Albert this morning.
This one happened on 14th Street East, Jeremy. Prince Albert police say they were called just before 2 a.m. yesterday, where 27-year-old Diana Gov't was suffering serious injuries. Police started first aid before paramedics arrived and took her to hospital, where she later died. A 16-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl have been arrested. Police are still asking anyone with information to come forward. European national soccer teams threatening to boycott the next World Cup if FIFA goes ahead with a plan to sell stakes in the tournament to private investors. The FIFA president wants to create a $20 billion spin-off company to run the World Cup with minority ownership stakes up for sale. Europe's governing soccer body, called UEFA, held an emergency meeting yesterday where members voted to boycott FIFA competitions if that plan goes through. In a statement, the group said, quote, "Some things are simply too important to sell." The governing body for the Soccer in North America organization, CONCACAF, has also rejected the plan from FIFA, but it stopped short of a boycott. 7 months after Connexus Cornerstone and Synergy credit unions merged to form Saskatchewan's largest credit union, the focus remains remains on bringing the three organizations together. The merger took effect on January 1st, creating a network of 57 branches serving 50 communities across Saskatchewan. Connexus CEO says members should continue receiving the services they're used to, with future plans focused on enhancements, including improvements to digital banking, access to broader branch networks, adding that the merger has already shown benefits.
And our intent there was to continue to grow with our members, so the success of our members, as they get larger from a commercial or ag perspective, we can continue to grow with them as we have pooled our capital so we are able to support in that lending capacity.
The credit union says it remains committed to rural and small branches like Melville. It recently opened a renovated branch. We told you about that yesterday. Defensive back Roland Milligan Jr., who left practice yesterday with a knee injury, out for Saturday's game, as is the starting running back. Donovan Mace tees up this weekend's rematch with Edmonton.
Also out right now.
Saskatchewan Rough Riders running back Collie Conley made quite the first impression. Getting early season chances in the Rider backfield, the rookie tailback is finding his way in the CFL.
The first time was just, like the jitters out and actually playing in the CFL game and how different it is from the States.
Star rusher AJ Ouellette out for a second time already this season, injuring his knee in last Thursday's loss to Edmonton.
And a nice pickup right up the middle for Collie Conley.
In his first two CFL starts, Conley rushing for over 100 yards and notching his first career touchdown.
Conley again.
Running backs coach Andrew Harris says the two backs present many of the same qualities but are very different rushers on the field.
He catches the ball and he's a little more fluid and a little more elusive in between the tackles. AJ's more of a downhill, one cut kind of guy.
Harris adds Conley is a quick learner and continues to be more comfortable in the offense each snap he sees.
He has lots of questions and he takes coaching well. A lot of guys, when you try to tell them something, they act like they've been there before and they've done it before. That's the complete opposite of Conley.
And despite their differences, Conley says he's been going to school, soaking up all the veteran knowledge around him as possible.
I learned a lot from AJ. He's just the teacher back. Basically, he do everything right, and he's very patient, I feel like, and just him coaching me on the sidelines is very helpful.
For Ouellette, he's out for at least Saturday's game against the Elks and potentially more. The Riders saying he will be evaluated on a week-to-week basis with no true timeline for his return. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Let's take you down to the Queen City X in Regina, holding a sensory-friendly outing for fair lovers who experience mobility and cognitive challenges. It's meant for smaller groups. Some of the lights go out, the music is shut off, a little bit more chance for engagement.
It's a really wonderful opportunity to engage an audience where they might not necessarily feel welcome in all spaces. And I mean, this morning I've had a couple of parents come up and say thank you for having a chance to come and experience something in a way that feels safe for their kids. There's definitely a full spectrum of accessibility needs and sensory needs, and we want to make sure that we're providing an opportunity for everyone to come out and try something.
Continues today with gates opening at noon. We're going to hear about the Saskatoon X coming up right after the commercial break. Now, a town official in Maple Creek is putting a new spin on the term bathing suit as the town celebrated the grand opening of its new water slide. Town Chief Administrative Officer Barry Elliott, literally his best bathing suit, complete with a tie, plunging into the water as Maple Creek opened the Bauer Memorial Water Slide earlier this week. The mayor also taking the trip down the slide fully dressed. Gotta love the commitment to the cause, Kayleen.
I love it. I want to go.
Full suit. Get on down there.
All right, let's turn our attention to this morning view. It is definitely going to be weather today if you want to hit up that water slide. The morning view, though, is brought to you by Stars Lottery, your ticket fund's life-saving care across Saskatchewan. We're at 18 degrees now to wake you up in Regina. Winds coming in at 20 kilometers per hour with that mix of sun and cloud. In Saskatoon, of course, we did see some of that precipitation overnight and into early this morning. That has now pushed away from the city. We're at 18 degrees and just seeing a lot of cloud cover left over from that system. Winds coming in at 24 kilometers per hour. If you you want a better look at how that system moved through central Saskatchewan overnight, here that is. You can see as of right now, it's just east of Saskatoon, still hovering right around Prince Albert, though. So a little bit of rain currently falling. By about 2:15, we still see some of that system north of Yorkton there, and then we see some more rain moving through northern Saskatchewan into the evening hours. About a 30% chance of seeing some late rain later on in the day in southern Saskatchewan, right around Regina and right around Yorkton as well. So it's not for sure, but it does pop up on the radar. So just be ready for a little bit of rain in addition to that mix of sun and cloud this afternoon. Into Saturday afternoon, mainly seeing that rain far up north, but then we also see some fairly severe thunderstorm activity moving through starting Saturday evening in northern Saskatchewan. We do also see right around Regina Sunday about 3 a.m. a little bit of rain as well down south. Into Sunday afternoon, again, more of that thunderstorm activity, but mainly concentrating up north. We're still seeing some of those heat warnings in effect for southwest Saskatchewan and down in southern Alberta as well. So temperatures are going to be surpassing 30 degrees for the southwest corner. For Swift Current, that means 32. For Moose Jaw, that means 32. For Weyburn, 30 degrees today. And Estevan, 28. Regina, 29. Again, you are seeing a couple places, Moose Jaw and Regina, with the chance of rain, risk of thunderstorms later on in the day. 26 in Yorkton, 28 in Saskatoon, 26 for Prince Albert, and 28 in the Battlefords today. 5-day forecast looking nice and sunny for the weekend. 32 degrees tomorrow and 29 degrees on Sunday. We are getting a relief from that heat starting on Monday. 19 degrees, 22 degrees on Tuesday. In Saskatoon, 32 degrees tomorrow with mainly sunny skies. 25 degrees on Sunday. Again, a relief on Monday with temperatures falling quite dramatically. 18 degrees is the high on Monday. Some rain coming later on into the evening hours. 22 degrees on Tuesday with a mix of sun and cloud. Time now for a look at our rural forecast. Many places in the high 20s or low 30s today. Lloydminster 27, Kindersley 30 degrees, and 31 in Outlook with mainly sunny skies. Down in the south, we are seeing the hottest temperatures through the southwest corner. 33 in Maple Creek today, 32 in East End, 33 in Rockglen, and 33 degrees in Coronach with that sunshine. Let's take a look at Purdue, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 27 degrees this afternoon, mainly sunny skies, and winds coming in between 15 to 30 kilometers per hour.
We are getting a cool look behind the scenes at the Saskatoon X this morning. Let's go back out to Mike Siona.
Well, we found some shade, which is another new innovation here. But Peter Jelinski, we want to talk about that old classic stuff, and the Midway is where we got to start when it comes to the Saskatoon X.
Of course, what's an exhibition without a Midway, right? But we're really proud. We work with North American Midways, the largest Midway provider in North America. By their name, you can tell that. But what we're really lucky about is we managed to get Saskatoon on their A circuit. So we have the same rides that are going to the Stampede, they're going to K-Days in Edmonton, and then they come here. So for a city of Saskatoon size, we're getting rides that are generally found in the AA level market. So we're really proud about that, and it's something for Saskatoon to come out and really enjoy.
Yeah, no kidding. And that means you got to come from whatever corner of the province that you're in down here to Saskatoon if you want to ride the biggest and the best. And they're running their tests right now. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm on the ground at this exact moment. But it is a ton of fun down here. And then there's the food and all of the games. I mean, it really is so magical when this place fills up.
It sure is. And we put a lot of effort into making sure that we curate the concessions that are here, so it's not the same thing every year. We try to bring new things in. Our providers with name, they bring new ideas to us from all over North America and say, I think we should set up a concession for this, and we listen to them. So we've always got as much to eat as humanly possible, and we try to come up with new ideas every year.
I love that. And obviously there's so many different promotions and stuff for people to buy their tickets to come here and just have a great family time.
Yes, for certain. We work very closely with our friends at Circle K, and our Super Pass is still on sale till end of day tomorrow for $61. That gets you into the gate, and that allows you to ride on as many rides as you like throughout the day. It's a hell of a bargain.
Fantastic. Okay, well, there you go. We've checked out some of the new stuff and some of the classics here at the Midway, but we haven't even talked about the grandstand, so we're going to pop over there and look at all the other entertainment options at the Saskatoon X.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you very much. We'll hear from you again in about an hour.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. We'll head to the World Junior Summer Showcase. Finland taking on Canada, third period. Canada on the power play. A scramble ensues. Caleb Desmonier with a great chance, but Yester Rossi comes up with a huge stop, flashing the leather. One of his 26 saves on the night. Finland would go on to lose to Canada 5-3, but Rossi still earns your must-see moment from Thursday. Tonight on TSN, we've got Friday Night Football as the Alouettes visit the Red Blacks. It all starts at 7 p.m. Eastern across the network. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
With those wicked storms in Alberta, including the one that rocked Edmonton on Monday, reporter Noah Rashog, who used to work in your office, Jeremy, created this moment.
Holy sh!
Guys, what a pro. Ushering people to safety. Keeping it kid-friendly on TV, almost cursed.
Yeah.
He was on Alberta Avenue talking about broken trees when, oh no, another lightning storm moved through the area. Look at, it's the eyes. For me, it's the eyes.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't curse there.
Big one. Big one. Our friends at CTV Edmonton have declared this their best video of the week.
Oh, make it of the year.
Best of the week. We're talking about your pets in our question of the day today.
Yes, we're asking you, how did you get your pet's name? I know there's often a fun story that comes along with it. We do have a few answers so far. Michelle says Booner just sounded good.
Booner.
Can't argue with that.
Okay.
Debbie's saying our cat was to be named Shaganappy after Shaganappy Trail in Calgary, but had to shorten it to Shaggy because no one could remember his name. As somebody who is from Okotoks, I could remember Shaganappy.
Yeah, I could remember that too. But
yeah.
Shaggy's good too.
Shaggy's a good name.
Shaggy.
Ryan saying my cat is named after a hot dog. Her name is Glizzy.
Oh,
yes. That's hilarious, I like Ryan.
That. Well, I hope it's a wiener dog. I really
that
do.
would be so fun. No, but it's a cat. My cat is named Glizzy.
Okay. The cat looks like a wiener dog?
Another one saying
one of those hairless cats?
I named my cat French after French Montana. He's also my little French fry. I even have a cat toy that is a bag of French fries. It's his favorite toy. That's perfect.
That all works out together.
French, I like that. Gary said my little buddy got his name from Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket, he did attach a picture. I can confirm Rocket is a cutie.
Our friends at the Humane Society have confirmed they are going to name a litter of dogs after us.
I hope mine is the cutest.
You've been saying that for a while.
Probably going to be the runt of the litter.
Okay, we want to hear from you. How did you pick your pet's name? The better the story, the more I'm going to want to share it. So text us at 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or scan that QR code on your screen.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Time for your morning mystery. We're going to find out if the people that create these hate us, because it is a concept. Clue number one of three.
Boy.
This unique celebration encourages chat in the ups and downs of daily life. Clue two, it was invented in 2011 to help give people a lift and get them out of their comfort zones. Oh, I read the National Day calendar. It's designed to break the silence in what can be a brief, uncomfortable ride in close quarters. Remember the National Day calendar?
No, what is this?
Oh.
It's designed to break.
I didn't look at it today either.
Uncomfortable ride in close quarters. All of the morning mysteries this week have been so random.
It's something I don't remember the exact wording. I don't remember the exact wording, but it's this. It's elevator chats or talks in the elevator. It's National Talking in an Elevator Day or something like that.
I don't know.
That's what this has got to be. The ups and downs, close quarters.
Happy Friday.
Let's see. Am I close? Yes, National Talk on an Elevator. You got to read the National Days. That's the key.
There's no way.
That's the ticket.
Not a thing.
That is the ticket.
There's no way.
You've never had a good talk in an elevator with a stranger?
No, I'm very silent in elevators.
You never had my favorite conversation is 3, please. That's your morning mystery.
Alimentation Couche-Tard has agreed to buy Polish retailer Zabka Group for about $8.7 billion, expanding the Canadian Circle K owner's European footprint with its biggest ever acquisition. The deal marks a renewed focus on the region for Couche-Tard, whose efforts to buy grocery chain Carrefour SA was blocked by French regulators in 2021. More recently, it tried to acquire top rival 7&I Holdings, the Japanese owner of the 7-Eleven chain, but that was not successful. Amazon gained as much as 11% in pre-market trading on Friday after the e-commerce and cloud computing company reported second quarter results that beat expectations on key metrics, including revenue at its Amazon Web Services business. Analysts are positive about AWS's acceleration and backlog. Apple, meanwhile, tumbled in late trading after component shortages weighed on the company's sales forecast, signaling that industry-wide supply constraints are taking a bigger toll than anticipated. Revenue will rise 9 to 11% in the fiscal fourth quarter. Analysts had predicted more than 12. And Microsoft's blowout report Wednesday led to a massive 2.8% surge on the Nasdaq on Thursday. That carried into the Asian markets. The South Korean Kospi surged 17% overnight. SK Hynix hit its 30% daily limit. Samsung was up 27%. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time now for a look at our national forecast. Getting some rain over in Prince George this afternoon, 24 degrees. Vancouver, 26 with that sunshine. 31 degrees in Calgary, 28 in Edmonton, and 28 degrees with that sunshine over in Winnipeg today. As we turn our attention to the east, we see a high of 26 in Toronto, 30 degrees in Ottawa today, 27 in Montreal. Fredericton with some cloud cover, 20 degrees. Halifax, 24. And St. John's with that cloud cover up to 15 degrees today. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, your average price, $1.79.9. You could find it for as low as $1.52.9. In Saskatoon, your average price $1.77.9. You could find it for as low as $1.61.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $7.16.65 per ton. The futures price $7.68.60 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $2.85.20 per ton, and red spring wheat $3.04.88 per ton. And the Canadian dollar continues to trend up. It's now at 71.36 cents US. When we come back, why the Pats say they're dropping ticket prices. Stay with us.
Good morning. It is 7:29. The province is providing funding to help Saskatoon police curb human trafficking. It's committing $160,000 to fund positions within the SPS to coordinate, support, and advocate for victims of human trafficking, and to help them navigate the court systems as well. The government also hopes to educate the public on the crime with the help of preventing more people from becoming victims.
Human trafficking does not always look the way people expect, and it doesn't have borders. It can occur in cities, towns, small communities, and our rural areas. It can involve physical violence, but it can also involve manipulation, coercion, financial control, and the exploitation of vulnerable people.
The commitment is part of the National Action to End Gender-Based Violence. As a wildfire near Logan Lake, BC grew quickly, people living in the area sprang into action.
When I saw that fire so close, we all had to jump on it right away. It was a little bit scary.
Kelly Allen was one of several volunteers who started moving horses and sheep out of Logan Lake Ranch. As of this morning, the fire near Logan Lake remains out of control at 88 hectares in size. The BC Hydro says there are still 1,200 properties across the province without power, mostly due to fire near Clinton and in the Fraser Canyon. The Ontario government says the wildfire situation in that province is improving, but First Nation and opposition leaders are not happy with how the government has handled them.
Today, I heard the ministers indicate that they have invested $150 million. And clearly, this is not enough, as they're getting additional resources from other countries.
Several communities have faced devastating losses. Minister Mike Harris's office says 170 new permanent fire personnel positions have been added, and higher compensation has been given to staff like firefighters and pilots. There are currently 159 active wildfires, with 30 considered to be out of control. 80 have been put out, about 40 in this province. The federal government has given the green light for the Crawford Nickel project in northern Ontario. It is part of Ottawa's efforts to fast-track major projects. In her statement, Environment Minister Julie Debrusin says the potential environmental effects are justified when taking into account the benefits this project will provide. It's an open-pit nickel cobalt mine and on-site metal mill, about 40 kilometers north of Timmins, Ontario. The project is expected to attract $5 billion in investment and could create 4,000 new jobs. Spain has deployed military to Ceuta after tens of thousands of people breached the border with Morocco. New estimate says 60,000 migrants have crossed into the enclave in the last 24 hours. The crowd is believed to have been attempting a mass rush toward the border area. At least 30 people are now dead. To the Middle East now, where Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it's launched new drone strikes against American bases in Kuwait. Iranian officials say the strikes targeted U.S. fighter jets, shelters, and satellite communication systems. They describe the attack as retaliation for U.S. airstrikes in a day earlier that killed 3 Iranian soldiers. Kuwait's military says it struck down several drones, blaming the attack on Iranian aggression. Fighting between Iran and the U.S. continues to disrupt oil shipments in the Strait of Hormuz, impacting the markets. This morning, West Texas Intermediate crude is up nearly 2%, trading at more than $85 U.S. a barrel. The province's recent heat wave helping crops that were behind schedule, but for producers in drier regions, it did have a negative impact. This is the crop report. Most winter and spring cereal crops are in good or excellent condition. Most oilseed crops are in good condition, but the temperatures have negatively impacted some of the development during the flowering period. About 2/3 of pulse crops are in good condition. The heat and dry soil were also major contributors to reducing the quality of crops. Some producers also reported damage from gophers, aphids, and cabbage seed pod weevils. Regina Pats lowering some ticket prices. Single game tickets dropped 15%. It's now a family zone, $12.50 a ticket. Weekday games at $12.25. Season ticket holders also get accredited concessions. Organization says they are now focused on affordability.
Another important part of this whole model is weekday pricing. We know there's close somewhere between 7 and 10 weekday games a year. That's a good portion of our home schedule, and the more people we can have out at those games, it's better for the fan experience, better for the players on the ice.
Pats hosts the Swift Current Broncos September 1st in preseason action. Looking to cut back on doom scrolling? There's an app for that.
The idea really came to mind 2 years ago when I wanted a healthier experience on social media.
Alexi is a student from Montreal who created the app Livio. The app gives users a feed with no ads and no algorithm. It just says you've seen it all. The rest is offline. Nice idea. This is Amelia's first time fishing at Candle Lake. Grandma Alice sent this in. Look at the smile. She caught a big one.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be a core childhood memory.
Absolutely. Great day to get out and do some fishing today.
Absolutely. A great day to get outside. We are expecting just a little bit of rain down south, but it's not going to ruin your day. We will still be seeing a lot of sunshine. 18 degrees right now to wake you up in Regina. Winds still coming in at 20 kilometers per hour with that mix of sun and cloud. More of that cloud up through Saskatoon. Of course, we did see a bit of precipitation overnight. That has since moved away from Saskatoon. Still seeing a little bit of that rain, though, right around Prince Albert. Winds coming in right now at 24 kilometers per hour. They are going to be increasing slightly for your afternoon. Not going to be bothering you too much, but you see that little patch of yellow down in the south. Could be seeing winds gusting up to about 50 kilometers per hour there. Other than that, all those areas lighting up in blue could be seeing them up to about 40 kilometers per hour. Current temperatures now, we're starting to see a slow warm up north. 13 degrees in Stony Rapids, but that is an improvement from about 30 minutes ago when they were sitting at 10 degrees. 16 in La Ronge now, 17 in Prince Albert and Spiritwood, and 15 degrees in Melfort and Hudson Bay. 17 degrees in the Battlefords and Wynyard now, 18 in Regina, 17 in Assiniboia, and 16 in East End. 19 degrees, though, in Swift Current, so not a bad start to the day. Into the afternoon, you do see just a few places on the screen expecting some precipitation. Prince Albert, as we mentioned, getting a little bit earlier on. That should be pushing away in the later part of your afternoon. However, down south, a little bit of rain expected in the later part of the afternoon. Again, it's not going to be ruining your day by any means. We're still going to be seeing a lot of sun still. 32 though for Prince Albert, 32 in Swift Current, 30 degrees in Weyburn, and 28 degrees in Estevan today. 7-day forecast now showing a very hot and sunny weekend. Temperatures do drop off really across the province starting on Monday. So enjoy this weekend. 32 tomorrow for Regina and 29 on Sunday, dropping down quite dramatically on Monday to 19 degrees with a bit more of those clouds. 22 though on Tuesday, and then leveling off to right around that seasonal average for the middle of our next work week. 27 on Wednesday and 26 on Thursday. In Saskatoon, 32 degrees tomorrow with the mix of sun and cloud. A lot more of that sunshine expected on Sunday right now, 25 degrees. And then temperatures, as we mentioned, dropping off on Monday, 18 degrees in the afternoon. Early afternoon, mix of sun and cloud, but later on in the day, we will be seeing some rain. 22 degrees on Tuesday, mix of sun and cloud. And then again, by middle of our next work week, leveling off to right around that seasonal average, which is 26 degrees in Saskatoon. 26 is the high on Wednesday, and 25 will be the high on Thursday.
Regina City Council approved a $1.38 million funding request from the Globe Theatre. The group said without it, they could be forced to close up shop. The executive director of the Globe is Oz Weaver. He's in studio with us this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This is a big number, and some people out there who don't support the arts community you're going to have a certain opinion. Why is this such a valuable piece of our community?
Yeah, the Globe Theatre is one of the central things downtown. It's what, it links restaurants, it brings people out. 2 seasons ago, our first season back in the building, we had 35,000 people through with only 5 shows. This past season, we had 50,000 people through. We also have an economic impact on the GDP, the Saskatchewan GDP of $23 million. We hire 150 people over the year. So, not only are we part of the community, we offer great theater and entertainment and things to do downtown, but we're a massive economic driver. So, one of the councillors said, we're investing $1.4 million for a $23 million every year impact. This is a good investment.
How did we get here?
So, we started the project right before COVID hit. And so any infrastructure project that went through COVID knows that construction prices skyrocketed. And that's not the construction industry's fault. It's COVID. And so also when you're renovating a historical building, you're bound to find things. Like at one point in time, it was deemed that we wouldn't need to replace our roof. Then they took a core sample. Somewhere in the core sample, it was just sand. It had deteriorated so much. So they had to add that for about $3 million to the project. And that's just what happens with heritage projects. We're really happy that we're still in our heritage building downtown and the facade is still historic. And so these things just escalate. But in the end, we're 68,000 square foot 2-theater venue, and that we did all for $50 million, which is a pretty tight budget for what was accomplished. So in the end, we have a $16 million left to fundraise. Well, less now with the City Council.
Right. What gaps remain here?
So we have a $12 million application in with the federal government. Our Director of Development and Engagement, Heather Irvin, has already done over $2.6 million in additional fundraising. That's on top of the 6 or 7 million we'd already done in private fundraising. And so if we can secure that 12 million from the federal government, we have enough money to close the 16 million
The obvious
gap.
is what if you can't?
Yeah, if we can't, then we're going to have to go back out and do another fundraising campaign. We're already talking to donors about that. And it's really important to leave the Globe without a capital deficit. And because this is not an operational problem. Over the last number of years, we've used upwards of $3 million of operating cash reserves to pay for the capital. That's why we found ourselves in a liquidity crisis, is we were using the operations to pay for this massive capital project, and it wasn't sustainable to do that.
We got 30 seconds left. I want to leave on a high note. Tease a show that's coming up here. Get some people excited to actually get down there and support you.
The entire season is really incredible, and our first show is Zarka Nawaz, who is the creator of Little Mosque on the Prairie. She's written a show for the Globe, and she's also starring in it.
Fantastic stuff, Oz. Thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Great, thank you.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Esterhazy Community Market is on July 31st at 8:45 a.m. at 701 Park Avenue in Esterhazy. Email Renee Anderson 76@gmail.com. The Classic Car Show is July 31st at 5 p.m. at the Southland Mall. Email Friday Nights Classic at hotmail.com. A used book sale is on August 1st, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 101 Center Street in Regina Beach. Call 306-729-2062. And the Midsummer's Art Festival is August 1st at 10 a.m. downtown Main Street in Fort Capel. Visit msaf.ca for details. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
It's Chase from Pure Country Mornings back again to count down to this week's top 5. Couple of new ones for you this week, including Taylor Swift. I Knew It, I Knew You starts us off at number 5.
I knew it, I knew you.
Morgan Wallen making his first appearance of this week. Don't We is debuting at number 4. Was number 1 last week, now down to number 3. Luke Combs, Be By You. Another week staying put at number 2, Ella Langley and Morgan Wallen's Can't Love You Anymore.
I can't love you anymore.
And your brand new number 1 belongs to Kane Brown. He is top spot this week with Woman.
I just wanna be by you.
Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites with Pure Country 92.7. You can find us streaming on the free iHeartRadio app.
Okay, let's check back in with Janelle Lippi at Moose Jaw's Western Development Museum. Janelle, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy. We are having a ton of fun this morning. Camera operator Ashley has been ghost hunting. We are now over at the Train and Railway exhibit, and I've got Josh with me. Josh, we've got lots going on over here, and you've researched all of it. So tell me about what you found out.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to be looking at this film from 1965 featuring the legendary Buster Keaton called The Railroader. And there's going to be 3 main things that are going to come from it. First of all, we have our railway speeder, which the audience are going to find more about during the event. We're going to look at Canada in 1965 because that's when the film was released. And we're also going to delve into some really cool stories regarding the production of the film.
Okay, so this is really, really interesting. That film plays a huge role in all of this. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Really, up until this point, Canada had been somewhat, you could say, underrepresented in media. And so when you get a huge silent film legend like Buster Keaton to come, one of the titans of cinema, to really showcase Canada in 1965. And also, I mean, obviously the railway plays a huge part of our history as well. So what better way to travel across the country than one of the speeders?
Absolutely. And that's not the only research you've been doing. What else do we have here to show off?
Well, actually, so part of the history of the speeder, it started off as a handcart, of course, back in the late 1800s, and then it evolved into what we have in our garage, which is kind of the main feature, which is the gas-powered speeder.
Okay, so different kinds to check out here. There really is something to see for everyone. Josh, thanks so much for this.
Thank you so very much.
All right, Jeremy. Well, I'm going to bring you that hair art, and I will travel to you via train, I guess. So I'll see you soon.
All right, we'll be watching the rails, Janelle. Check you later.
July 31st, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy 10th birthday going out to Trey. He's now in his double digits. Enjoy your special day with love from your family and friends. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Velda for her 80th birthday today. Congratulations. We hope your day is super special. Love from your family. And here's a fun one. We got a message asking to wish a happy birth-iversary to this delightful pair. Lots of love from your kids. Looking forward to the weekend now. This beautiful couple will be marking their 65th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to Marcel and Erna on such an amazing milestone. And on Sunday, Nico will be marking his very first birthday. His family says he is such a dream come true. Lots of love from Grandma, Grandpa, and the rest of your family. Also celebrating on Sunday will be Lincoln for his 12th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Lots of love from your mom, dad, and Griffin. We're also sending happy birthday wishes out to Julianne on Sunday. Have a great day. Lots of love from Mamer and Mervin. And finally, happy birthday to Rochelle, also celebrating on Sunday. We hope it's a wonderful day for you, filled with love and well wishes from your mom and Peter.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Okay, we have a debate in studio, and we've had it for the last couple of days. Do you do the zipper? If you go to the Queen City X or a fair, are you brave enough to go on that puke machine?
No, not anymore. I found out the hard way. Anything that spins is no longer for me.
Oh, no.
I don't know when that transitioned, when that changed. I can still go, I'll do the heights. I can do the up and downs. But as soon as you start going around, I'm out of it. I loved it growing up. But yeah, again, I can't get spinny now. It's a real sad affair. So enjoy it while you can. If you can still spin around without throwing up, you are living the life. Speaking of living the life, too, we have our final stretch here to get you off to Australia. Savannah in the Round Music Festival. We're going to spend a few days out there for yourself, though. Hotels for a couple. You have a camper van. There's some tours all planned, too. And all it takes is listening to us for 10 minutes with the iHeartRadio app. So fire Pure Country 92.7 up with the iHeartRadio app for 10 minutes. You can enter daily too, but Monday will be the final day to enter. Then that draw comes up early next week, and the trip itself in October.
All right, Chase, thanks so much. Have a great long weekend.
You too.
I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Brand New Day officially swings into theaters today. Tom Holland steps back into the role of Peter Parker for the first time in 5 years. This time, he's fighting crime in a world that no longer remembers him. Zendaya, John Bernthal, and Sadie Sink of Stranger Things fame round out the cast for the Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios film. Disney is the parent company of Marvel Studios and ABC News.
Hello, there was a stop sign. I totally paused.
As If, Clueless is coming to TV. Paramount Plus has greenlit a sequel series starring and executive produced by Alicia Silverstone. The new series finds Cher Horowitz 30 years after the events of the 1995 film as she navigates parenting a teenager of her own. The series begins production next year. Real-life drama for George Clooney and his family. The Oscar winner says they've been forced to evacuate their home in southeastern France due to a nearby wildfire. In a statement, Clooney expressed concern for the community and committed to helping it rebuild. And Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is celebrating a birthday today. She turns 60. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
1 hour and 5 minutes to the weekend. Time to do a sidebar, Kayleen.
All right. Well, this one is for all the procrastinators out there.
I could do this right now, but I'm not mentally prepared, so I'm going to do it later. No, it's later. I could do the thing now, but I'd prefer to view the monstrosities of the world through this tiny rectangle. Okay, well, I can't do the thing now. I need to watch
this woman showing just how easy it is to delay an easy task. Instead of just doing it, she doom scrolls on her phone, watches TV, goes to bed because it's too late, wakes up and starts the whole procrastinating process all over again.
And that's how bedtime goes from 8:30 to 9:30.
Exactly.
Right? I laid down at 8:30, I swear I did. Summer holidays are in full swing, and let's get over to a man who has never met a stranger he didn't like. Jeremy, are you like Harold here, who just goes on vacation, makes more friends than his wife has ever made in her entire life?
Not generally, although I do admit, while on vacation, you're in another country, you're with a lot of people looking to have a good time. This can happen occasionally, yes. But not true. As seems like Harold's just a regular. I'm not quite there.
I'm not one to go and make friends everywhere I go, but I am one to always run into someone that I know wherever I go. So, like, my good friend from back home, Janessa, she will always say she can't go anywhere with me because she has to tack on extra time because I will always run into somebody that I know.
Plus, she's
so
running
popular.
Late. It's time out. We're back right after this. Finally Friday, July 31st.
Your rights are different if they preemptively start canceling the flights, like tomorrow or the next day, where you are entitled to compensation. You're entitled for WestJet to book you on another flight, even if it's with a different airline.
Get me a stamp. I'm mailing it in. Do you see that banner? Oof. WestJet may cancel some flights ahead of flight disruptions from flight attendants.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
3 giant rocks sparking major debate in Saskatchewan. And the countdown to kickoff is on. We'll tee up the rematch for your Rough Riders. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
Just going to put that stamp right down on that envelope, mailing it in. It's almost a long weekend.
Yeah, we've had a few of those little technical glitches in the show today. So, 59 minutes till the weekend, folks. We are not perfect.
At least we know my technical glitch gremlin is still bouncing around in the system. Shout out to Georgie.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
It's the end of the month already, July.
I know, July 31st. And it's funny because, January just felt like it stretched out so long. And then since then, it's just been February through now August.
Anybody else feeling that? You feeling that out there? 801, let's get to news. We'll start with the province signing some contracts for some nurse practitioners across Saskatchewan. Erin Boyce is one of those practitioners, recently joining a clinic in Martensville. She's part of a cohort, a second one, of primary care nurse practitioners on that contract program. It was launched last year to allow nurse practitioners to provide publicly funded primary care through contracts with the ministry. Now, under the program, she's expected to provide primary care to at least 800 patients. Ministry says it's a step in the right direction, but there's more to do.
As long as we have unattached patients in the province, it's not enough, right? And so while we still have unattached patients in Warman and Martensville and other communities, it means we need to add more practitioners.
The third intake of the primary program is now open, closes August 23rd. Earlier this year, the province removed the cap on the number of contracts they can offer. The threat of job action at WestJet is growing as the clock ticks towards Sunday, the strike deadline for flight attendants. An airline says passengers who booked between July 30th and August 4th can cancel their flights or make last-minute changes without a fee, but hope of avoiding a work stoppage does remain. Kathy Lee reports.
For many WestJet passengers, a looming strike means today's trip comes with a question mark. But people like Sampreet Chima and his family are still taking off.
We're actually headed to San Diego.
Unsure if their return flight will stay on course.
Our dates are right in the middle of the potential strike.
As bargaining continues, the union representing about 4,400 flight attendants has issued a 72-hour strike notice, while the airline has responded with a lockout notice of its own. In a statement, WestJet's CEO saying, "We sincerely regret the inconvenience and uncertainty this continues to cause for our guests." The union planned a press conference but canceled, saying in a statement, unfortunately, the parties are still too far apart on some key issues. Flight attendants voted 99% in favor of a strike mandate earlier this month. Wages, unpaid work, and working conditions, the major sticking points at the bargaining table. Issues similar to why Air Canada flight attendants went on strike last year for 3 days. This labor relations expert says despite today's escalation, there's still time to reach a deal.
It's really not uncommon at all to see these kinds of situations resolved with an agreement at the 11th hour.
About 75,000 passengers a day could be impacted. While a strike could begin as early as Sunday, some travelers are taking it in stride.
A little bit of panic, but we're going on vacation anyways. A few extra days doesn't hurt.
The strike and lockout notices come a day after both sides agreed to a wind-down plan, which outlines the details of how operations would be scaled back and how crews would be returned if there is a work stoppage. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Some giant rocks are the talk of the town in your neck of the woods, Jeremy. Why?
Well, Daryl, these rocks are created by 2 Calgary artists, and they're made from plastic waste. Check them out. The city paid nearly $300,000 for the 3 sculptures. They're located at the Forestry Farm, Stephen Baker Park, and the landfill. And the artists say the sculptures aim to get people talking about recycling and plastic waste. The Taxpayers Federation says the project is a waste of money.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
The city defends the spending, telling CTV News the final cost remained within budget. City Council greenlit $310,000 for public art when it approved an adjustment to the Material Recovery Center budget in 2021. The stabbing death of a woman in Prince Albert this week's being investigated as a homicide. It happened on 14th Street East. Prince Albert police say they were called just before 2 a.m. yesterday, where 27-year-old Dana Gov't was suffering serious injuries. Police started first aid before paramedics arrived and took her to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. A 16-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl have been arrested. Police are still asking anybody with information on the crime to come forward. Well, Daryl, fairs are well underway in both Regina and Saskatoon.
Yeah, we got to get you a look at the Queen City X, where they've taken some steps to be more inclusive. Here's Damian Smith.
A carousel without music is just one way the Queen City X is fostering a more inclusive environment. For the first couple of hours on day 2 at QCX, organizers provided Kidway Morning, a sensory-friendly gathering for youth and young adults who experience mobility and cognitive challenges in their daily life.
There's definitely a full spectrum of accessibility needs and sensory needs, and we want to make sure that we're providing an opportunity for everyone to come out and try something.
Changes made compared to standard hours are lights and music being turned off, as well as smaller street-style performances.
So it's a very small focused group. You don't have the major crowds. There's not as many people. It's not as sensory overstimulating in terms of the size of the crowds.
And for the Autism Resource Center, they say it's really encouraging to get to see the forward motion in the community.
Sensory isn't just for neurodivergent or autistic folks. It's something that everyone has. So we all have our own preferences and things that we like or dislike.
We're also getting a lot of calls from schools and from various organizations saying, hey, we're thinking about incorporating a sensory space. Can you help us give us some guidelines?
The sensory spaces will continue at the QCX with the Joshua Tree Quiet Zone open from 12 to 6 p.m. every day, providing an opportunity for those who need to recharge.
So being able to take a space and just take a break and let your senses calm down, and then being able to continue on and enjoy the rest of the day where otherwise you might have been so overwhelmed that you had to go home.
According to Events and Guests Experience, the Kidway Morning had about 100 children signed up for this year. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
All right, Kayleen, so what do we have in the weather today? Oh, well, there you are. Hi.
Was I not here?
I wasn't.
All right, let's get to the morning view. It's brought to you by Stars Lottery, your ticket funds life-saving care across Saskatchewan. In the weather today, we are at 17 degrees. That is actually down from just a few minutes ago when we were at 18 degrees. So things are fluctuating a little bit. Winds are also down this hour, currently coming in at 15 kilometers per hour. And we are seeing a little bit of smoke in the air as well. 19 degrees, though, in Saskatoon. That is up from a few minutes ago. Winds coming in at 28 kilometers per hour. That is also up. And we are starting to see a little bit of sun poking through those clouds, whereas we did see a little bit of precipitation earlier on this morning. That has now pushed away from Saskatoon, as you can see on this radar and satellite. Still seeing a little bit of active weather in the province right now, though. A little bit of rain coming down in areas east of Saskatoon and Prince Albert. It could be bringing a little bit of rain to areas around Regina as well in just a few minutes or so here. So we're going to keep tracking that for you. Into the afternoon hours, again, a very low chance of seeing a little bit of rain down south. Mainly, we're just talking about some rain coming in up north today, a little bit around the Parkland region into the later parts of the evening and into overnight. We're not really talking about any significant rainfall, though, until Saturday evening. We start to see some of those more severe colors up north with those yellows and those oranges and the orange and reds. So just be prepared for that if you are waking up with us from far up north. It does continue to impact you into Sunday afternoon as well. Not so much down south, though. Into these heat warnings, we're still seeing some of those in effect in southwest Saskatchewan and parts of southern Alberta. They have lifted in Manitoba today, though. 5-day forecast showing why we still have those heat warnings in effect, and that is because it is going to be a very hot weekend. 32 degrees on Saturday, 29 on Sunday. We are getting quite a bit of relief from these hot temperatures, though, into our next work week. Monday, dropping down to 19 degrees. That is below that seasonal average. 22 degrees on Tuesday, though. In Saskatoon, 28 degrees today, up to 32 degrees on Saturday, 25 on Sunday with more of that sunshine on the way. Monday, 18 degrees. So again, things are falling on Monday, but we are going to be seeing the chance of rain into the later parts of the day on Monday. Mix of sun and cloud earlier on in the day, though. 22 degrees on Tuesday with that mix of sun and cloud.
On this day in history, July 30th, 1868, the Rupert's Land Act is passed by British Parliament, and Queen Victoria officially sanctioned the return of the territory to Canada from the Hudson's Bay Company. July 31st, 2012, Christine Gerard won gold in the 63-kilogram women's weightlifting at the Summer Olympics in London. And on this day in 1987, an F4 tornado ripped through Edmonton and Strathcona County in one of the worst natural disasters in Canadian history, killing 27.
A milestone has been reached at Canada's Wonderland. Popular theme park welcomed its 1 billionth rider this week. Annabelle, Kim, John, and John Jr. They're from Kingston. They rode the Thunder Run, and Annabelle was the park's 1 billionth rider. They made the announcement over the park's speaker system by Wonderland's president, and then they were presented with Canada's Wonderland swag and tickets to come back. How nice. Theme park opened in 1981.
That's interesting because earlier this week, remember, Walt Disney World welcomed its 1 billionth customer. This is 1 billionth rider.
Yeah.
So you can go and ride 7 or 8 times in a day, right? You can start to rack those up.
Canada's Wonderland saw that accomplishment from Disney, and they were like, I'm going to steal that thunder a little bit.
What are our numbers like? Let's get to our question of the day.
We have so many answers for today's question of the day, so we got to try and speed run it a little bit. The first one comes in from my mother-in-law. She says, my daughter, so my sister-in-law Haley, was a huge fan of the show Friends. Loved the episode where Phoebe tries to teach Joey how to speak French. All Joey could manage was de fouf, if you remember that episode. So she renamed my furry ragdoll cat from Oliver to Foofy. And to be honest, he looked more like a Foofy, so that continues to be the name. Yeah, whenever I go over to Holly's house, it's, oh, there's Foofy.
We are asking why you picked your pet's name in our question today.
Yes. We had another answer saying our puppy had raccoon markings around her eyes, so we gave her the name Bandit. Then our neighbor, who took her sibling, named theirs Smokey.
Well, that
Smokey
works
and
out. They
Bandit.
can hang out.
Yeah, perfect. Another
Nice.
one coming from Dexter. I've never watched the show, so I don't understand. Have you guys watched Dexter?
I've not seen it. Jeremy?
I have.
Okay, so this name, they were able to bring home, is it Dokes? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Their little brown tabby, and today they get to bring home their little Dexter. That's the orange tabby. So congratulations.
Building the family.
We had Ty saying,
right.
my silver lab is named Juno after Juno Beach, pays respect to those that lost their lives that day in Normandy.
It's going to be tough when they start yelling at Juno for doing something incorrect.
Another answer saying we adopted 2 dogs that were brothers, so I thought what an adorable pair of hosers. Then it clicked, so I named them Bob and Doug.
Yep, that makes sense.
Our
Nice.
dog is named Sheets. We got him the day of Grey Cup 2013, named him after Corey Sheets. Our dog also met Corey
Cool.
Sheets after the Grey Cup at our kids' high school.
Well,
That's a
works
cool
out.
one.
There you go.
We also had Barb right in saying we looked online, picked Berkeley. Nice, simple, and sweet. I like that one. Nathan saying I named my cat after a very prominent world leader. She was watching the news when we named her.
Okay. Well, didn't get the name, but we'll hope that that's
What's
something
the
nice.
name?
Karen saying I named my mom's cat Chumley after the guy on Pawn Stars. They both had the same blank facial expression and are both a little chubby. Fabian saying 2 dogs named Boomer in Brooklyn. We also have 2 cats named Bella and Mr. Beans. What's the connection? My wife named them all.
That's a full house. That's a big pet bill.
And Janice saying I paid tribute to my mom and my mom-in-law by combining their names, Martha and Maxine, to name one of my cats, Marxine.
Marxine. Well, thank you for sharing the stories behind
like
your
it.
pets' names. We got more news on the other side of this.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. Fort will head to the World Junior Summer Showcase. Finland taking on Canada, third period. Canada on the power play. A scramble ensues. Caleb Desmonier with a great chance, but Yester Rossi comes up with a huge stop, flashing the leather, one of his 26 saves on the night. Finland would go on to lose to Canada 5-3, but Rossi still earns your must-see moment from Thursday. Tonight on TSN, we've got Friday Night Football as the Alouettes visit the Red Blacks. It all starts at 7 p.m. Eastern across the network. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
As employers struggle to find workers across Saskatchewan and Canada, there is a group of 500,000 Canadians who are ready and able, those living with autism and intellectual disabilities. And Michelle Cott with Inclusion Saskatchewan joins us now for more. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So you've launched a program aimed at bridging that gap. So to start, I guess, just tell us how large is this disconnect between employers and people with disabilities that aren't being hired?
Yeah, so Ready, Willing, and Able really is administered by Inclusion Canada and the Autism Alliance of Canada. Operating since 2014, the program is a national workforce development initiative designed to increase that labor market participation of job seekers with intellectual disabilities and those on the autism spectrum. So it has longevity and it is supported by the federal government. So far, the Ready, Willing, and Able program has assisted over 400 people to become self-employed and supported more than 500 people to attend that post-secondary. So we really work quite closely with those employers, right? So we have identified that 500,000 people, working age people with an intellectual disability or autism are ready and willing and able to work. So many of those employers are missing out. Companies struggle with turnover and staffing shortages, yet overlook this dedicated skilled talent pool due to systematic barriers and misconceptions about disability.
Okay, so how does it work exactly? What does it look like for anyone who may be thinking about using it?
Yeah, so the Ready, Willing, and Able program connects with employees and job seekers across Canada. So it provides ongoing support, including HR guidance, job coaching, and workplace supports as needed. So it's helping employers address labor shortages. It's helping people with disabilities and autism secure meaningful employment, and building that inclusive, stronger workforce. So really working both with job seekers and employers to get people into jobs that are long-lasting.
Okay, so now the results speak for themselves. We're seeing some of the people who have benefited from this, but there is a bit of a deadline, I understand. Federal funding for this program only promised until next March. So what kind of impact might there be if that funding's not renewed?
Yeah, the funding the impact would be huge, right? So we have a number of people that are really, as the pun intended, really ready, willing, and able to work. And there's a number of employers that are looking for jobs right now, and employers that are looking for jobs. So we have that solution here. So without that funding, we might not be able to move forward with it, but we are hopeful that our funding comes through in the fall as well.
Okay, so how can people help out, maybe, if they want to support the program or maybe learn more? What can they do?
Yeah, they can, reach out to their MLAs, speak to that. They can contact us at Inclusion Saskatchewan. We run the Ready, Willing, and Able program here in the province, and get involved that way and to learn more. So please feel free to reach out to our office.
All right, Michelle Gov't, Inclusion Saskatchewan, thank you so much for a few minutes this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
A story now that speaks to the importance of early detection with a particular focus on First Nations health. A 39-year-old Indigenous woman with colon cancer is on a mission to raise awareness after she says her symptoms were largely ignored by medical professionals. Abigail Beeman reports.
After 2 days, a nurse comes and disconnects the bag from me.
Jillian Niles shows us the realities of chemotherapy, part of a determined quest to prevent others from sitting in this hospital bed.
Numerous doctor's appointments saying, listen, there's something wrong. I don't feel good, and I'm having trouble going to the washroom. It's irregular. The blood in my stool is concerning, and they just kept sweeping it under the rug as, oh, it's hemorrhoids.
Niles suffered debilitating pain for 3.5 years, begging to be heard, she says, before a doctor finally ordered further tests.
Then they found my cancer, but they found it at stage 3.
Incensed it wasn't caught sooner, despite detailing symptoms and telling doctors her grandmother died of colon cancer. As an Indigenous woman, she says she was caught up in stigma.
They were very happy to say, okay, you're in pain, let me give you this medication. But at the same time, I was saying, no, I don't want the pain pills. I want answers.
Both incidence rates and mortality from colorectal cancer is increased in our Indigenous Inuit Métis populations, which is kind of alarming.
Radiation oncologist Mark Gov't says that's true across all age cohorts. In general, colon cancer rates are on the rise for Canadians younger than 50. Niles wants screening ages lowered further. She is just 39. And of all of the parts of her life she's grieving, she can't work or volunteer. The hardest is being less hands-on with her 3-year-old son, Jack.
It's very unfair because I want to be the best mom I can be in the world. So hopefully I'll make that up to him next year and for the rest of his life.
In the meantime, she's grateful for family, including her twin sister.
I believe in you. Okay, good.
And the help of nurse Diego Caesar with the Ottawa Hospital's Indigenous Cancer Program.
A later diagnosis, having to go through multiple avenues to get an answer, feeling unheard. I think that is a really common theme for everybody who's going through healthcare right now, but especially Indigenous people.
Niles hopes sharing her story will encourage others to self-advocate.
I want to really spread that awareness with everybody that you have the power to ask for help.
Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
The Saskatoon X continues today. Gates open at noon. So let's go back to the Midway and join Mike Siona, who has some of what you can expect.
Well, picking up the pieces from Theory of a Dead Man, what a show last night here at the Saskatoon X with Peter Jelinski setting up the rest of the, 7 remaining days of the Saskatoon X.
7 remaining days is right. Tonight's Sean Desmond, and last night was a really good show with Theory of the Dead Man.
Fantastic. What else is coming here? Obviously, this new SaskTel Grandstand stage, spectacular.
We're really proud of this. This is my area of expertise, so I've tried to up the level of game here, and so we spent a lot of effort and a lot of time in building a really good show that's, as good as any other festival in North America, let's be honest.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've talked about Theory of the Dead Man. Obviously, come, gone. Hope you enjoyed the show. Sean Desmond tonight. What's the rest of the week?
We've got the Derby on Sunday. Saturday we've got Street Heart. The Derby's on Sunday, which is always a big popular event here at the exhibition. And then we've got an act called Miko, Jade Eagleson, Josh Ross, and rounding it all, we got Mother on our main stage.
I love it. Now, how do you balance that when you're putting this together? You say this is your background, this is your expertise. You're looking at this, you got 8 slots, you got different genres, different people. Put me behind the mastermind of how you build a show at an X.
It's not hard, but it's not easy either. It's a lot of relationships, and it's a lot of having conversations early. We really start planning our year in October. Like we've got this year example, we were heading down to Nashville, and we're going to meet the people that the agents that put this all on and help us buy the talent, and we have the conversation, who's available, who's on tour, what's the prices, and then we put our budgets together, and we talk to radio, and we talk to different people around town to see what the vibe is around, and what's probably hopefully going to sell as much as possible.
There you go. Well, thank you very much. And the nice thing is Peter's been working at it since October, and all you have to do is pop down to the Saskatoon X, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the Midway. It's going to be a great weekend weather-wise, and we're running all the way through to the end of next week.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Of course, gates open at both the Saskatoon X and the Queen City X at noon today.
Say good morning. It is 8:30. We begin in Estevan, the latest Saskatchewan city to be equipped with an MRI machine. It's a $6 million project at St. Joseph's Hospital, funded by donors, going ahead despite the Saskatchewan Health Authority initially saying no to the idea. Wayne Mantika reports.
The new MRI at St. Joseph's Hospital in Estevan goes into operation this week, with 1,000 patients already booked.
So our area, we have quite a large area. It's Estevan to Yorkton, all the way to Fort Qu'Appelle, down to the border over to Manitoba. And they sent us about a big bulk batch of about 600 recs. Now we have over 1,000 recs.
Estevan wasn't on the SHA's list of future sites for an MRI when local donor Elaine Walkham offered a $2 million donation toward one at St. Joseph's. Initially, the SHA turned down her offer.
The various people said, no, we can't do this, this can't happen, and da-da-da. So I just kept trying and getting different people, and other doors opened.
The SHA was concerned about ongoing operating costs. Elaine wanted to honor the memory of her late husband, Grant, and persisted in securing approval.
You know how it is when somebody tells you can't do something and you decide, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work harder at this. I'm going to get it done. And that stubborn streak in me just said, no, I want this. These people need it. We all need it.
The Hospital Foundation quickly raised $4 million in additional donations, and the province agreed to cover the $2.5 million annual operating cost. 4 members of the existing medical imaging staff have taken training.
Always pushed to get this through, and of course, as we all know, with bureaucracy and different approvals and all of that kind of stuff, they think other communities are more important because they have longer wait times, but they didn't have a donor who was willing to offer $2 million. So we just kept asking.
Until now, Saskatchewan had 13 MRI units located in Saskatoon, Regina, and Moose Jaw. Estevan becomes the 14th through the persistence of a donor who wouldn't take no for an answer. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Estevan.
We are learning more about two serious collisions in the Warman area. The first happened just before 1 o'clock at the intersection of Highway 305 and Range Road 3050 at the north end of Warman. RCMP say two minivans collided. Warman Fire Rescue said it was a T-bone collision. RCMP say the driver and a passenger in one of the minivans were taken to hospital by Stars with serious injuries. The other minivan had 6 people inside, none of them seriously injured. Investigators are working to determine the cause. A second collision near Warman now under investigation. Warman Fire says one person suffering life-threatening injuries after the ATV they were driving rolled. No other details have been released. Meanwhile, the Martensville Fire Department has told us that one person was taken to hospital following a collision involving an RV and a semi. They were called to the scene about 4:30 in the afternoon at Highway 12 and Lutheran Road. No details yet on what caused the crash, but the impact pushed both vehicles off the road. Both police and paramedics were also called to the scene. A 25-year-old woman has died following a rollover west of Meadow Lake. RCMP say this one happened just before 1:30 yesterday morning. The woman was the only person inside the vehicle. She's taken to hospital where she later died. She's been identified as being from the Flying Dust First Nation, which is near Meadow Lake. Doctors at the University of Alberta Hospital are now using new machines for kidney transplants. This is the ex vivo. Doctors describe it as the next step in transplant technology. The machine connects to the kidney and circulates preservation solution through it, keeping it viable for longer. Some recipients now need less recovery time, less medication, and spend less time in the dialysis chair. The program's surgical director says it's dramatically improving patient experience.
Sometimes you don't believe it. You have to check the records a couple times and ask them yourself if that's actually the case. It's one thing to do a good transplant and get somebody off dialysis, but to see them do even better than they have historically and do as well as they can, it really brings out a sense of satisfaction.
We have more of this on our website. In other news, the Brandt CEO and Regina Pats owner, Sean Semple, pitching the city on taking over a portion of real properties. He explained ticket prices for the WHL team were high because of other avenues of revenue, like concessions, who were going to a different organization and not them. Well, now he owns the team and the real district very soon. So with the ticketing update, here is Jacob Carr.
The Pats announcing significant changes to their ticket prices that will take effect this fall. For starters, the team is implementing new weekday ticket prices that will start at $12.25 per seat.
We know there's close somewhere between 7 and 10 weekday games a year. That's a good portion of our home schedule, and the more people we can have out at those games, it's better for the fan experience, better for the players on the ice.
The hope is to get fans in the city excited about Pats hockey once again and to see the Brandt Centre nearly full on a consistent basis. The team feels bringing bigger crowds back into the fold will have a positive effect on the business as a whole.
More people in the arena, you have the more sponsors that want to attend, the more that the sponsorships are worth, right? Obviously, if you're selling food and beverage, there's obviously revenues there, right? The more people in the building, the more merchandise you sell as well.
Single game tickets are also being reduced by 15% across the board, and the team has created a new family zone at $12.50 a ticket that the Pats say will encompass around 700 seats inside the Brandt Centre. After several discussions as an organization, the Pats decided to go with the family fan zone over a children's price ticket.
We thought it was a better approach for our business model to open it up to families and individuals that want to sit in that zone at a rate that is lower than our traditional walk-up price.
The Pats ownership group hopeful that these announced changes, along with the prospect of a contending team that will put more wins on the board in years to come, will bring back fans young and old to the Brandt Centre. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
We appreciate all of our viewers, including Odo, who Corey said was watching our show, a 6 o'clock version the other night.
Cute.
Not bad, right? We also scared a few people because our ticker failed and said the first day of school was today. It's not today, obviously. That's my gremlin bouncing around the system. But it was also a test. Thank you for reading our ticker.
Yeah, your technical glitch gremlin has been working overtime this morning, but hey, it's Friday. We are so close to the weekend, folks. Outside, it's looking a little bit gray and gloomy this morning. We're at 17 degrees in Regina. We do have some winds coming in at 15 kilometers per hour. That is down from earlier on this morning. Winds are actually up, though, through Saskatoon, and we're at 19 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Of course, we did see a little bit of precipitation earlier on, and down south, we could be seeing a bit more of that rain later on in the afternoon. Today's wind gusts are going to be increasing right around Saskatoon, Regina, and down through Estevan. Although we were seeing a bit more of that yellow color on the screen earlier on, it does seem like the forecast is changing a little bit, actually improving to be seeing winds a little bit lower than what we were projecting earlier on this morning. So that is some good news. In terms of temperatures, we're now at 18 degrees in La Ronge and 19 in South End. So things really are improving up there. 17 in Prince Albert and Nipawin and 18 degrees in Spiritwood. Down in the south, seeing the warmer temperatures down through the southwest corner. That is also where we still have those heat warnings in effect into the afternoon today. 21 already in Swift Current, 20 degrees in Assiniboia, 21 in Weyburn, and 19 degrees to wake you up in Estevan. So really not a bad start to the day. Into the afternoon, though, temperatures, as we said, going to be very hot through the southwest corner. 33 in Swift Current today, 32 in Moose Jaw, 30 in Weyburn, and 28 in Estevan. We do have the chance of seeing some very light precipitation today, about a 30% chance for Regina, 29 degrees, 26 in Yorkton. Again, about a 30 to 40% chance of seeing some more rain there. Prince Albert already saw some precipitation this morning. We do have a small chance of seeing a little bit more before the end of the day. 26 degrees, 28 in Saskatoon today, and 28 in the Battlefords. 7-day forecast now. It's going to be a hot weekend, but temperatures do really drop off for our next work week. So just make sure that you're really enjoying the sunshine. 32, though, for our Saturday in Regina, 29 on Sunday, and 19 degrees on Monday, 22 by Tuesday, 27 on Wednesday, and 26 by Thursday. So by mid next week, temperatures will be leveling out to right around that seasonal average. 32 degrees on Saturday for Saskatoon, 25 on Sunday with that sunshine. Right now we're tracking about a 60% chance of seeing some precipitation on Monday for Saskatoon, but it is likely to be coming in the later parts of the day with a mix of sun and cloud earlier in the afternoon and that rain coming later on into the evening. 22 by Tuesday, 26 on Wednesday, and 25 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud by Thursday.
I'm Geneviève Beauchemin in Montreal. Tonight on CTV National News.
I remember you as a little one.
AI ghosts promise to bring back loved ones.
It sounded exactly like him. It was very creepy.
And why so many Canadians may reject AI conversations from beyond the grave. Tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
University of Saskatchewan researchers are developing a technique for imaging knees in action. Dr. Emily McWalter is part of that group doing the research project, joins us live this morning. Dr. Emily, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us. Knees, as we know, are meant to move. Your goal is to get an accurate picture of what is happening inside while it's in use. How do you go about doing something like that?
Yeah, it's not easy because if anyone's had an MRI, you're probably told to stay really still during the image. So we want to try and find a way to image while a force is being applied to your knee, kind of like when you're standing up. So this is the device that we designed. So we start this work in donor tissue to make sure it works before we can move to living people. And so what we do with this device is we push on the knee like we're standing up, but we also pull on the tendons to kind of mimic our muscles and try and get a physiologic kind of state for how we use our knee in everyday life. So what you're seeing here is a bunch of valves, and that helps us apply forces with a pneumatic system, so with air pressure, basically.
So what are you learning through the early stages of this?
Yeah, so we use a technique called quantitative MRI, which tells us about tissue health in addition to kind of the structure of the tissue. So when we squish on the knee, we can see how your cartilages are changing. And what we're finding is they look different when a force is applied as to when you're just lying in the scanner. So we're really hoping that some of those differences are going to tell us more about how your knee is working, and then maybe help doctors in diagnosing and developing treatments to help your knees work better when they're not working well in the first place.
Who may benefit from this the most? This sounds like something athletes might use.
Sure, but you know, anyone will. Anyone who's had a knee injury or has knee osteoarthritis, if we can start understanding earlier in these disease processes how our knee is changing in a way that's making it not function properly, we can stop some of these cascades towards kind of knee issues in the long term throughout the lifespan.
There's somebody watching out there right now with the hand on the knee thinking, man, I could really use something like this. How long do you figure before maybe we could get something like this in operational capacity and maybe benefit some of the people we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we're on our way. Applying the functional piece is really challenging, but we're bringing all the different pieces together within the broader research community, and our results are really promising in terms of identifying these early changes. So I can't put a time on it per se, but not in the so distant future.
Who are you working with on this project?
Yeah, so I have a great team of undergraduate students and graduate students in my lab. In the picture there, you saw Kayla Walker, a PhD student, and Mary Masumi Kanga, who is actually just finished her master's, but if you're going for an MRI at RUH, you would see her there as an MRI tech.
Fantastic stuff. Dr. Emily, thank you for a couple of minutes this morning. This is very exciting.
Thank you.
Your hand and call you mine. I'm trying to be your man till the end of time.
Let's check in with Jeanette Lippi once more at Moose Jaw's Western Development Museum.
All right, well, we have had a ton of fun here at the Western Development Museum in Moose Jaw, and it's not quite done yet. I've got Carla with me. Now, Carla, we are in the midst of summer, but all good things must come to an end, and school will begin. There is a student experience here at the Western Development Museum.
You bet. Yes, we were very fortunate to get grant funding for 2 summer students, and we were also very lucky that an intern from the University of Regina, Josh, has been with us all summer as well. So we've had lots of hands on deck, which has been great to help with our mini events, our summer camp, and now our pop-ups in the galleries.
All right, so really exciting stuff ahead for you guys. And of course, this summer, there is still time to come and check it out, especially on these super hot days. Now, Carla, tell me a little bit more about some other events that you have coming up, maybe even before school begins.
Yeah, we still have a few things. We're still action-packed. On August 8th and 9th, we have open farm days here at the museum. Those activities are actually free of charge. They're just off of our lobby area, and then folks can come and learn a little bit about some agricultural paths. They get to milk a wooden cow and make their own butter, which is tons of fun. And then on August the 15th, we're hosting our annual Blow Off Some Steam Day, which is just a fun-filled day full of steam-powered things. So we have our Vulcan locomotive running and 2 large traction engines. It's lots of fun.
This sounds incredible and tons of fun that you won't want to miss out on. Now, before we wrap things up, Carla, I'm very curious because there is so much excitement here, so many great exhibits. What's your favorite if you had to choose?
Oh, if I had to choose, it'd be a toss-up between CF Sam, the air ambulance, and probably one of the snow planes. I think they're just very fascinating examples of prairie innovation.
Absolutely they are. Carla, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning. Once again, we are in the Western Development Museum right here in Moose Jaw. You can come check it out. Plenty of time during the summer. And of course, as school starts too, tons to check out.
This morning, it's the new age of silver screen superstars. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and its star Tom Holland poised to shatter box office records.
Sorry about that.
Projected to earn at least $200 million in the U.S. alone this weekend, which would make it the biggest box opening of the year. Holland starring alongside his on and off-screen love Zendaya.
He's a little weird.
I'm MJ.
The pair having a massive summer, both also starring in the juggernaut The Odyssey, now grossing $700 million worldwide in just 2 weeks in theaters.
My dad is coming home.
Zendaya turned heads earlier this year in the drama.
Why are you acting like you've never done anything bad?
And she's expected to make a galactic splash in the highly anticipated Dune Part 3.
You promised me that you would never take power in your name.
And they're not the only ones ruling Hollywood. Another star of The Odyssey, Anne Hathaway, who plays Queen Penelope.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
With another massive hit earlier this year in The Devil Wears Prada 2, which began streaming this week on Disney+.
But I thought that for sure you had approved, and we're excited. And that's why I came in here all like, oh.
So is this a sign that Hollywood is back to its golden age, where its biggest stars make the box office?
And when you look at a film like The Odyssey, Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, Zendaya, you know, these are all names that could front a film by themselves. They could all stand alone and be the driving force for why people would want to buy a ticket to see that movie.
Well, you don't have to go too far from home to have a great adventure.
Adam Sawatsky, no relation, met a group of seniors searching for a sweet treat, and they ended up finding something even better.
We find our heroes, these octogenarians and their caregivers, in the midst of a quest.
We're going for a walk in the wind to look for blackberries.
Their journey, stretching more than one whole back alley block, features resilient gardens and is fueled by fun.
And we come here to have fun and be silly.
Sue says that means telling the sorts of bad jokes that always make this bunch feel better.
Lots of laughter. Yeah.
Lots of bouquet building too, until, like all great adventures, our explorers face an unexpected detour.
One of the trees over here is a wish tree.
While Arya directs them to a tree blooming with others' wishes, our heroes are inspired to reflect on their own.
I wish.
Lee, along with Vic and David, wish to ease what physically ails them and to have more days ahead of them than behind. But they also wish for you to realize, far sooner than they did, what life is really all about.
I think to make the most that you can of every moment.
And make sure that as many of those moments as you can are spent with the ones you love the most.
And to be kind or as often as you can.
And when life doesn't unfold the way you'd hoped, like when your quest for blackberries leads to only unripened red ones,
be cheerful and happy because there's no point in being otherwise.
And seeing as they've traveled so far, why not summon the courage to bite into one of those berries anyway?
How's it doing?
How is it?
Very sour. Really, really sour.
Crunchy.
A feeling that ends up being far sweeter than the alternative.
It made us all giggle.
Made us laugh.
Yeah.
And that's what life is about.
And that's how, after turning a seemingly fruitless quest into a fruitful one, our heroes embark back home victorious. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
Silly little time. I like that you always say no relation as if Adam's a bad guy.
For context.
Are you ashamed?
No. For context, Daryl actually wrote into the prompter, my cousin Adam Sawatsky, for me to read, and he's not my cousin.
I did. We've talked to Adam, too, and he's like, you're a Sawatsky with a Z. That's way cooler than a Sawatsky with an S.
Yeah.
There's some fun happening in Maple Creek. Let's show it to you in Sidebar. Maple Creek opening a brand new water slide, and this is how you do it, folks. Can't tell from that distance, but that's Barry Elliott, the administrative officer, going down in his suit, complete with the tie, taking a plunge. They also opened up the Cheyenne Bauer Memorial Water Slide earlier this week, and the mayor, Michelle McKenzie, she also went down in her full clothes, so good for them.
So
have some fun.
We do that drive often through Maple Creek because you're from Brooks and I'm from Okotoks. Have you ever actually stopped in Maple Creek? Because I think I'm going to add it to my next road trip.
I'm going to have to. North of there, too, are the sand dunes. Have you ever done the sand dunes?
No, I've never done it.
You've got to do the sand dunes. Have you done it, JD? It's worth it, right?
I was at a family reunion in Maple Creek like 35 years ago or so. And I remember enjoying it. We did not do the Great Sand Dunes, though, but my father has, and he raves about it, and we just never made the time.
It's like the desert right in the middle of Saskatchewan,
I
like
guess
full
I'm gonna
sand.
Plan a Saskatchewan staycation and go and check all those
There
out.
are some things you gotta, you save some money by not leaving this great province. If hair can clog water in your drain, why can't it do the same for oil? In Brazil, filters are filled with hair collected from salons. The filters are then put into the water at the bay near Rio. They then soak up the oil and the other pollution left in by shipping traffic. Hair is actually quite effective as a filter, so now they're not putting it to art use out in Moose Jaw like Janelle was showing, which I found very weird. They are to each their own, but in this case, they're saving the planet.
I was going to say, between that story and Janelle's lives today, there's a lot of talk of hair on today's news.
Yeah, is shampoo better or is conditioner better?
Apparently very useful.
No time to answer that question for you. Let's take you through the maze at the Queen City X. Enjoy the X in either city. Wear sunscreen, drink lots of water.